Now, for people to understand this specific creation that we're in, as I was showing it, we have 12 layers to it. You could say 12 different realms or heavens. And they are all separated from very, very thin layers of frequency. Similar to right now, you cannot see a radio wave. Physically, you can't see that wave of frequency. But the moment that you come out, then all of a sudden you could see that radio signal, and therefore that reality appears to you, and it's there. And so we have layers of creation existing on one another within here, within the entirety of this place. And at one point in time in the history of this place, all of these frequencies, all these layers of creation, all of these 12 heavens were all open. They were all accessible here. This is why you have all of the history here. This is why you have the heavens. This is why you have the cathedrals. This is why you have what they call different races of extraterrestrial beings here. Sometimes even sketched in stone on certain old structures, showing that they were once here. Because it's all based off these layers of creation of what I'm talking about. It was all open and accessible. This place was so much more beautiful than what people realize. And so the history of what we've been given is not necessarily true. Now, I don't know the whole ins and outs of every little detail of that history, but I know through my experience, through seeing it, the amount of technology through the structures that we've had in that past is so advanced because they understood the very place that we are in today. They were tapping into energy, the 0-point energy that's actually all around us. And you could say part of that is tapping into the I am consciousness too, because the I am consciousness is the 0-point energy that you could even bring into the physical body. And even when you look at some of the structures, the domes, you get this in churches a lot too, like the old churches. You get these domes, and then you have the metal thing that goes right up through the top. That was also to access to free energy. Energy is all around us. The 0-point is all around us. And they were accessing these energy through the infinite supply, you could say what people call the ether. Right now, to give you an example, if you take a balloon, you put a copper wire around it, and you let that balloon go way up into the sky, and you have a grounding rod, you could actually pull energy from the very atmosphere, just with that little example. But they were doing this at such a large scale with the structures that they've built. It was very similar to that. It was tapping into even the energy in the ground. The structures were built as energy devices. In that past, they were constantly moving water, because water makes an electromagnetic field when it's moved in a certain way. And you could program water. What they call baptism was actually just reprogramming and restructuring water so you could step within the very water that has been reprogrammed and restructured, so it could restructure and program the very waters within you as well. So the past that we have been given is not of this medieval sense. That's nonsense. I know this is hard for people, but everything in that past was so much more beautiful than what we have today. Everything was built on life, was built on infinite supply of life and energy.